The White House has authorized the FBI to expand its limited background investigation into sexual misconduct allegations against Brett Kavanaugh, giving the FBI the green light to interview anyone it deems necessary, as long as the review is wrapped up by the end of the week, according to a senior U.S. official and another source briefed on the matter.
I think the FBI should interview anybody that they want within reason. But you have to say within reason. They should interview, but they should also be guided, and I'm being guided, by what the senators are looking for.
The key Republican, Jeff Flake, who demanded a week-long background investigation in the first place, had earlier questioned why the White House would not give the FBI free rein.
It does no good to have an investigation that just gives us more cover, for example. We actually need to find out what we can find out.
The White House's decision, an abrupt shift after initially directing the FBI to interview just 4 people, including the 3 witnesses Christine Blasey Ford says were at that alleged high school party where she says Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her. Among them, Kavanaugh's friend, Mark Judge. Tonight, NBC News has learned Judge has now been interviewed, according to a senior U.S. official. Previously, Judge has said, "I never saw Brett act in the manner Dr. Ford describes." The 2 others have said they don't recall the alleged event. Also on the list, Deborah Ramirez, who's accused Kavanaugh of exposing himself at a college dorm party, another allegation he denies. Tonight, NBC News has obtained this photo of Kavanaugh and Ramirez at a wedding 10 years after the alleged incident, and text messages that a mutual friend says appear to show Kavanaugh directly communicating with friends he hoped would refute Ramirez's claims. Still unclear whether investigators will question Julie Swetnick, who came forward through her lawyer and fierce Trump critic Michael Avenatti last week, accusing Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct in high school, another allegation he denies.
Should the FBI interview all 3 of Brett Kavanaugh's accusers?
It wouldn't bother me at all. Now, it depends. I don't know all 3 of the accusers.
All 3.
Certainly, I imagine they're going to interview 2. The third one I don't know much about, but it wouldn't bother me at all. I mean, I've been heard that the third one has, I have no idea if this is true, has very little credibility. If there is any credibility, interview the third one.
Tonight, in a new interview with NBC News' Kate Snow, Swetnick discussed Kavanaugh's alleged behavior at high school parties.
Can you describe to me what you saw him do?
He was very aggressive, very sloppy drunk, very mean drunk. I saw him go up to girls and paw on them, try to, get a little too handsy, touching them in private parts. I saw him try to shift clothing.
Are there people alive today who would say, yes, I went to those parties with
Yes,
Julie?
there are people that know about those parties.
But tonight, NBC News has not been able to independently corroborate Swetnick's claims. And when we asked Avenatti for any witnesses who could back up her account, he provided 4 names of friends Swetnick says went to parties with her. One of them says he does not recall anyone named Julie Swetnick. Another of the friends she named is deceased. NBC News has reached out to the other 2 and has not heard back.
Should Brett Kavanaugh be interviewed by the FBI?
I think so. I think it's fine if they do. I tell you what, I happen to know some United States senators. One who is on the other side, who's pretty aggressive. I've seen that person in very, very bad situations, somewhat compromising. And I think it's very unfair to bring up things like this.
The president refusing to elaborate on that charge. Tonight, no word whether Kavanaugh's been interviewed. So far, Ford has not. Peter Alexander, NBC News, the White House.